In 2004, there was a virus that went viral around the world that went by the name of My.doom. My.doom is known as one of the fastest spreading worms, but also one of the viruses that caused the most damage. Some people think that the SEO group was its main target, because in that time, SEO group was going through court proceedings to try to acquire the intellectual property for Unix for the infringement of Linux from IBM. And because in the tech space people believe that Unix is open source and shouldn't be owned by anyone specific, some people say that SEO group was specifically targeted because of this reason by someone or a group of people, and because of that they were specifically targeted. This attack slowed down almost 10% of the world's internet traffic, and the way that it would work was that it would essentially send an email, and in the email it would say, "I'm sorry, I'm just here doing my job," and in there would be a PDF, and you would open the PDF, and obviously that's how the worm would get into your system. And what the worm would do when it would be in your system, it would go into all your contacts, and it would copy the words that it said and spread the virus through that as well. But it would go into your contacts and individually send off these emails to all the contacts in there. This email was a DDoS attack, denial of service attack. And while the service was attacking the operating system, it created file names that you would identify as shimgap.dl. And what this was doing was opening the TCP ports 3127 through 3198. And the virus would send the emails, and that's how the virus would send and receive the emails through the network. But the interesting part about this virus attack is that it would specifically avoid email addresses that had @admin.mil.edu.help, so that way it would just send it to normal people that possibly didn't understand or know what social engineering was. So essentially it was a phishing attack. But because of the times and just the internet knowledge not being as widespread as it was at the time, phishing attacks were definitely prevalent and not as talked about as they are today. And they were saying that essentially 1 in 10 emails at the time frame that it was going on contained this virus. But it was known that the virus was supposed to quit around. It started about late January, and was supposed to end middle of February. And because it was a DDoS attack, the SEO company's website was just completely bogged down, and they couldn't get around it. It was so bad that the company had to register a new domain for their users and their workers, just so they would be able to send emails and reestablish communication. And because they were so perplexed and no one was able to figure out how to do it or get it done, it was costing them money every day. So that means the company was not able to do what they needed to do, and that's one of the reasons why it is one of the most expensive viruses for its time. It was getting so bad that the SEO group was sending out rewards. They needed people. They were recruiting any and everybody that could give them any prevalent information or even just stop it. But it ended up no one would being able to stop it. And essentially, My.doom, the first version of My.doom, ended up stopping on February 12th. But because the virus was so adaptable and so adaptable, and the attack itself was so well known, other people made other variants of it and attacked the company again, which was My.doom.b, and that didn't stop until the beginning of March. So they essentially they were down. But because of the virus stopping and them being able to do it, the second attack didn't hit them as hard as the first one, but it essentially put the company under. And the virus was technically never stopped. Actually, it was the rumors that it was supposed to stop when it was supposed to stop, that it did when it did. So when it stopped, that's when the virus stopped. But no one really knows how it's who was behind it, why it happened necessarily, but to this day, the SEO group never really recovered after that, especially with the court proceedings and lawsuits that they had. Some people say that this attack cost about $38 billion worth of damages over the course of about a month and a half. So that is definitely very prevalent. And again, no one knows who originated the virus. No one really knows why it came and went, and the virus is still out there technically to this day because no one ever really stopped it. Thank you for listening. This is a 3-part series. I talked about My.doom in this one, but in the next one I'll be talking about 2 more viruses. Thank you.